Well, that was very fast. So, welcome back to another scene for This Life set in Duluth, Minnesota, where war is raging. Not out in the streets, not very blatantly, but nonetheless, war has been declared. And on the Sept of the Hearth's fire, tensions are high. There's been a wedding, there's been a funeral, there's been a lot of activity, missions, a lot of reporting. Everyone's basically giving it everything they've got, all the gas in the tank, all the fumes. And well, as push comes to shove, it's starting to show. So after the events that followed Ragnar's funeral, which were very unfortunate, Charlotte does have to get herself up the next day, get her shower, get herself awake, get herself fed. And with a surprising kind of resolve, takes the time, doesn't go in like pep talk herself in the mirror, but gets herself right, gets herself put together, because she's been able to get away with a lot as an Adren. She's been able to be very soft-handed with everything as an Adren. And this isn't as harsh as it could be, but it's not the soft route she normally takes. So she takes a minute, she gets herself together, she walks around the house, she just kind of puts herself right, and finally, snags up her phone, stuffs it in her pocket, and heads out the door. And I assume that in light of the fact that their pack house is in an area that could be contested, that the wardens will be somewhere around the public housing.
Yes.
So that is where she's setting off, Head up, eyes clear, just setting off. Walking with that business strut, that I have places to be walk.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll go looking for Cora, for Damon. She doesn't go in the unholy hours. In fact, she's probably gauging it for an hour or two after most people have done their morning training. Enough time for someone to wind down, shower, and all that.
Damon, you say? You see him probably sitting out. He looks like he's probably come back from something. You know what I mean? He's got that kind of look about him. Like, I was doing things. He just kind of ruffles his big long hair. No, well, not long hair. The kind of slick back hair that he has. The big, the auburnish tinge to it.
Yep, that'll work. So yeah, she'll come.
You see him sitting down, probably on one of the benches. He's just lighting a cigarette. Probably just minding his own. It's minding his own business. Nothing serious.
Yeah, she'll come a walking by. Take a pause. Damon.
Look over. Probably like mid inhale. There's that slow, whereas you see the smoke slowly creep up his nostrils.
Of course he does.
I mean, you probably literally caught him just as he was doing it. You know what I mean? Like, probably, that kind of like glance over. You know what I mean?
I need to sit down with you and Cora.
Sure. She's inside.
She gives a nod. Same room.
Are you wanting to go into her room? Or are you wanting to do it out here?
A quiet conversation, whether it is in a room, whether it is in a chosen place on Sept.
Very well. Just gives a kind of the shrug and stands up. Adjusting his hoodie, the zipper on it and all that, like, he's just walking.
Yep, and I suppose with that, she will let him set pace and will walk essentially alongside. She's not going to follow in his wake.
But Damon just walks into Cora's room. Cora's sitting there on the bed. Again, it's, Damon makes no fucking big like thing about it. You know what I mean? Just walks in. She's sitting there, just cross-legged on the bed, looking out the window. You see, like it's probably like a shared room essentially. So there's two beds across, and you imagine probably Jeremy has his own room, and Bones, well, Bones, Bones sleeps outside.
Yep. Kind of how I figured it'd be, really.
He,
No, she,
it's pretty much that. It doesn't make a big fuss out of it.
yeah, no, and she lets him set pace, if only because it gives him time to say whatever he needs to through the link before they get there. So,
He's not brisk about it. He's just, it's Damon. He kind of has this odd sense of just, yeah, I'm going over here now. You know what I mean? There's no big hullabaloo. There's no big, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm walking this way. He just walks in, sits. He won't sit on his own bed. He'll probably sit on top of the dresser because there's nothing on it. So his legs are like by Cora's hands, if you get me.
where all is there to sit?
And there's the bed opposite, so you're straight across from Cora. There's chairs, but there's like those kind of wooden chairs with the. But then again, it's kind of this is people's stuff, and you got the impression the wardens kind of just packed up all as what they could carry, what was of value, and kind of just plonked it here and then, or been out since. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like a rest stop, if anything.
it's a lot like what she's had to do. Let's be honest. Albeit she's been doing it for a hot minute longer.
There's a chair where you can kind of be facing like directly at Damon, and more Cora is like at his side, so you'd be just like right in front of Damon, and then Cora's there, or you can sit in the bed right across from Cora.
Honestly, she'll just snag the chair. I'm assuming it doesn't have stuff all over it.
Nah. It's kind of one of them wooden chairs with the handles on it as well. So it mainly looks like people. It's kind of like it's part of the desk which has clutter all over it. If you get me.
Yep, she'll just come in, and honestly, we'll just snag that and set it so that she's not sitting on Damon's bed. She's not sitting on, a personal thing like that. No, she wants to be sat in a chair and she wants to be facing Cora.
That's fine. You can totally do that.
So she'll scoop it up, plunk it that extra couple feet this way, and invite herself into a seat. Cora, we need to talk.
Cora just nods, doesn't really say anything. She just nods. It's like she's not ignoring you. It's just a nod. Still looking out the window. But with the nod, you get the general impression is, yes, I've heard you, and I am not looking directly at you because you're an Adrian. So this window is nice, and I am looking at it. You know what I mean?
It's the I'm listening, but I'm not being disrespectful. Yep.
Pretty much.
I don't blame you for what happened last night. Not really. Not with everything that was happening. But I can only let these things go so far. And the conflict between your pack and Abel's, it can't continue like this. Not during war.
Twitches slightly, but nods. Doesn't dispute it. You can see the twitch in her jaw, though. She kind of just, she scrunches, but she nods and accepts it.
Actually, let me quickly check what I've got here. And I want to keep this as quiet in resolution as it was in creation. So while I will not be using a stone of scorn, I will not be demanding a particular right. Your pack and his had conflict, so your pack and his. You need to apologize.
Oh, Cora Boo. I'll just roll it.
Yep.
Just so we're safe. Okay, we're all right. That's not the worst rolls you could have gotten out of that roll. There's a twitch. There is a genuine, like, you see like, she doesn't look over at you, but you see in the ruin gaining rage. She looks out the window. She concentrates on that fucking window. You know what I mean? It's almost as if Damon is ferrying her to keep looking at the window. You know what I mean?
You know what? Do this thing. It helps. It
Mm-hmm.
tangibly helps. Just keep doing it, buddy. Yeah. But in light of getting to the root of all of it, I do want to give you the chance to tell me where all of the friction is coming from. I want it actually said. Because I want to put this whole thing to rest. Because if I just tell you to apologize now, it may come up again later. If I don't talk to him about his own actions, it will happen again later.
Apologies are how things are sorted in the nation. Apologies and right of contrition are how matters are settled. Cora will just say, staring out the window.
They are. But there are behaviors that do perpetuate. I'm not saying that I expect you to fly off the handle. I'm not saying that I expect you to do wrong. But I want to get to the root of it, and I want the matter settled. I will be talking to Abel's pack after this.
The matter will be settled with the... She pauses. And she swallows. And I mean, that's a Rage 6 word saying apology. Not in any way disrespectful, as if she is... you know what I mean? Is she is trying to be good, but Jesus fucking Christ. You know what I mean?
There's a moment, because let's face it, technically, the contrition sets the matter of the conflict to rest. But whatever's boiling underneath doesn't necessarily get confronted. I already know of at least 2 instances of Abel doing wrong by you and your people. Are there others that I don't know about that I should?
No.
She'll flick a glance over to Damon. Not that he's the easiest read in the world, but
Damon takes a slow drag of the cigarette. Very slow, very calm. The Orkson knows what he's done. That's my office stance. He knows what while we are Coetzee as a foster, he knows the method he has gone about and wires are pushed and crossed, particularly in such a volatile time. It's no excuse, but considering our recent loss and the recent barbing and the recent everything, it is unsurprising that we would eventually snap. Just because it was a spread of his hand. Like I said, the matter will be handled per the apology.
it is. And thank you for your time. I'll go.
Cora's hands just clench on her wrist. She doesn't say anything, just keeps staring out the window.
You know what? She's not going to push Cora. Cora's trying, and she's got to respect that, especially as a Cleat. That's hard. So no, she just gets up. And as she's, snagging the chair, putting it away, another quick glance back to try to read the pair, see if there's... Essentially, she's looking for the idea that anyone's holding back on her.
Cora is.
I mean, Cora's holding back a lot of anger. Is she holding back anything else?
Cora's holding back a lot of things she could say and wants to say, but she's not going to ever say it. That's basically Cora. Damon is relaxed, composed. Probably out of all the Ravens, all the Wardens, he is the most relaxed. If anything, he gets up very calmly and starts walking to the door with you as if I am just going to make sure that the thing that my alpha is wanting to scream and shout is now gone about, and we're just going to walk this. If anything, Damon is the master of damage control at this point. He's just so calm. It's eerie how calm he is.
Yeah, she will let herself out and go ahead and get out of range, because you know what? If Cora needs a minute to yell and stuff, as long as she's not where she can hear it, she can't hold anyone accountable.
Oh no, Damon steps out and just closes the door. And, gives a nod to almost to himself and starts walking back out again.
She will do much the same, because this is not the fucking moment. So, yeah, she will, head out of Cora's room, walk down the hall, heading for the exit as well.
Yeah, Damon. Yeah, unless you say anything, Damon just goes back to his usual kind of perch and just sits there, and he seems to idly crack his knuckles and flex his fingers. Again, it's probably unsettling how calm he is about everything.
It is, but she's getting slowly more and more accustomed to finding some of Damon's stuff unsettling, especially, there's extremes and then there's lulls like this.
So, unless you say anything, you can totally speak to him. It's not like he's flat ignoring you. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm just going to go over here now and sit down. This is my day. It's that type of thing.
Yep. She'll, actually... I know previously, when she went to his place, he told her about the thing with Abel. He told her when it happened, and I can't remember where on the timeline it falls.
It was before. It was before all this madness. It was before. It's one of the catalysts probably of it. Like I said, they pushed and pushed and pushed. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Was this before her Pat got their totem?
No. It was after.
So it was after we got Harrier.
Yes.
All right. That would be the critical detail. All right. No, she will just give him a light nod because, she told him he needed it. She needed a thing. He enabled the thing. So it's just that polite nod of, good job. And no, for the moment, she'll keep walking because she wants things set straight. And short of having a sit-down conversation that she's been avoiding for a long time, and let's face it, they haven't brought to her either, it's not going to happen. Oh, Lord, is there music playing in the background for you?
Yeah, why?
Because your sound is, kind of wonky.
Give me a second.
Sorry.
I was noticing something weird with my thing. Give me 1 minute and I'll fix my shit. My sound's being a butt.
Your sound does things. I don't know why.
Down, down. Turn the master volume down. That's probably it. Come on. Okay. What about now?
I am no longer hearing the background shenanigans.
Yeah, it was the master volume. It was. I think I'd accidentally misclicked something and I put the master volume way up. But no, Damon is pretty much chilling in the same place. If you don't talk to him, he just gives you the nod. If he looks like if you wanted, you could go and engage him. But he's not going to rush you. It's that type of vibe. It's like if you want to talk to me, he'll talk to me. It's that type of thing. You know what I mean? But he'll let you go ahead.
You know what? Is there any kind of roll I can make as to whether or not it's likely I'm going to get any more out of him alone?
You could give an intelligence empathy. You could or you could not. Based on your own experiences with Damon, you would know. You know what I mean? It is up to you what you want to do.
I will do that. because I do not want to make a terrible decision and miss an important opportunity. Ooh, empathy. Yay. Yay. Why does Harrier hate me? Okay, that's only 2 ones, so that's 4.
Damon is the beta. Damon is a lot calmer than Cora is. Damon has much more context, and Damon is a lot more intelligent about how things will play out. If you really want to chat to the Wardens and gain their perspective, he is probably the best man you could do it for. Because let's be real, you've known him a long ass time, and you've seen how he operates. Man is smart, and he thinks logically. Well, sometimes he's impulsive, but you know Damon as well, that man is probably thinking right now of all sorts of things, analyzing every fact.
In that case, oh, she won't move on. He goes back to his perch, and she is going to come and sit beside him.
Just gives it, it's not this hostile, like, oh, fuck, you're over here. It just kind of gives this very casual look over, you know what I mean? Relaxed, genial.
Yeah, she settles in a more relaxed pose this time, bunks down, sets the elbows on the knees, puts the hands together between them. Essentially, the subconscious, less official conversation pose.
Yeah, pretty much
Damon, I
has
need to know what's going on.
in what context? It pretty much has the exact expression on his face here. You know what I mean? The cold, not like ice cold. It's this analytically cold measurement.
Abel and I are about to have a real talk.
Yeah.
If there is anything that I can bring to the table, anything that I need to know.
What are you trying to achieve?
The shit talk was cute when he was lower rank, when it was in good fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anymore.
And do you have proof of this?
I have the matter of the fact that, let's face it, we've all seen it. I also have the matter of the maneuvering he's been doing, which is one thing, but gloating over it is another.
Who says he has been gloating?
I was there.
What did he say exactly?
I seem to remember a particularly taunting way of making sure that your pack was aware that they were not on the front lines.
I believe Ragnar told me of this, yes. He made sure to remind us that of our place. But then again, in the context of the nation, Cora has been testy. It is all part of it, and I suppose if you want to play that game with him, you could. You're the agent. He is not.
It turns out I do.
Well, there is a way you can do it, and there's a way you shouldn't do it. Screaming about things. And holding things in front of his face about alliances and that is something that would damage. If you really want him to respect you, be the agent. We're Cleats, we are impulsive. Cleat mistakes often come with Cleat prices. Cora recently lost her packmate in a brutal way. Abel is impulsive. I hear he did not succeed in his Adrian challenge set by Skyripper. He is planning to challenge someone else. Give him a fostering response. Fosterings are meant to be better, but don't. You wish to remain his ally after this, yes? Or are you seeking to sever ties? That is the important distinction.
I'm not looking to sever ties. I'm looking to reinforce them.
You cannot reinforce ties by slapping somebody in the face.
I don't intend to do any slapping.
Not with your hand. You're not. There is reinforcing now will not happen, but in the future it will, based on your action now.
Would you call plainly laying out the facts of the matter a slap in the face?
No, but I think I am on this set an expert in how you think. I've known enough. I know you're running hot.
It's just that side glance of, no. I mean, not really, but it's a thought in her head.
So perhaps facts are always important, but once you begin to muddle facts with emotion, that is the danger.
I dare say it's even the source of the problem.
Then you need to be cold about this, not in a way that you will burn him, but instead of this is what it looks like, this is what this is that, speak them right there. Don't offer any connotation to what they might suggest. Merely present them. That way, you can see what he leads them towards, what they lead them towards. The mere fact that you are suggesting that this is going somewhere gives them the opportunity to think that you're insinuating something. Take the emotion from it and present it as logic and bare fact. That way, the people who will lead are there ones who show emotion based off that.
I'm not. Puts herself up a bit more, just, not stiffly again, but just kind of pulls herself up. Not bad advice.
Do the spread of the hands. It's a shame your packmates could not take it. Or even my own. Smirk looking off.
Or even what?
My own.
There's finally a light shrug. Ecleus.
True, but I will not forget that boy's word about my packmate.
I didn't imagine you would.
No, and he will get his apology. It will be all done, and things will be past, and the nation will move on, and we will move on. But I won't forget what he said. And that was his reaction to death. Honorable death. It is noted of him. It's not a reflection on you or your other packmates, it is merely a reflection upon his character, which I have analyzed. And I said there will be no trouble. It is just something that I will note.
Another light nod, because, I mean, what are you going to do? Tell someone, oh, don't take note of that.
No, it's
It
very
doesn't
much
work.
Damon's logical thinking, you know what I mean? It's pretty much
Yeah.
the message. I won't cause any trouble. I'm not planning to. It's just, well, that's fucking noted. You know what I mean?
Hashtag noted, which, I mean, is a place she uses all the time. She can't say anything about that.
And if it comes up again, I will make sure that it is then taken out of the memory. it is, I think, the mature response.
So long as it doesn't escalate beyond.
If he speaks ill of my packmate's death, there will be no escalation Mara slap to remind him to keep in line and to learn to be among his betters.
I display.
And he should be thankful, considering what I could do to him for disrespecting the dead.
There's that little glance of, shit. Just, okay, that creeped even her out.
Oh yeah, no, but like Damon is right. You know Damon. You've seen what he has the heritage to. It's actually a very merciful thing for Damon just to backhand him. You know, Damon could do a lot worse to him.
Oh, yeah.
But we are at war, and we need him out in the front line. So it will only be a slap if it happens again. Just gives a shrug, and as if it's just that's the matter over. You know what I mean?
It's just a nod, because I mean that's Cleath on Cleath shenanigans. That is not something she needs to fucking interfere with or threaten to interfere with. That is all them.
I would advise, though, this is coming from me as the beta of my pack. Your pack mates, give my pack some breathing room. I know Remy will want to come over and socialize and play his role, but after your pack mate's recent display, give them room. There is wounds. They will participate in the war and they will do whatever needs to be doing. Nobody's ever going to say that that's not the case. But how does that look?
And as beta of your pack, I will look to you to when things have had time to settle.
Just give it a respectful nod. I'm not saying
And
the
then
alliance we
the
had
muffled
is. I'm not saying the alliance we have is in tatters or any of that. Just throws his hand up in the air. Over exaggeration. I am saying that that was a sting that was not appreciated, considering the timing.
Oh no. No, I imagine it wasn't.
And the contrition will be done and all that. And just gives a spread of his hand. Like I said,
And I understand.
and considering you're taking that untrustworthy Omega in your pack from some of my packmates have raised concerns, I'm merely voicing them.
I appreciate you being straightforward.
Gives a shrug. I have no reason to lie. Besides, I will be fostering soon, and the time for clear dancing will come to an end.
Yes, it will.
Just gives a shrug, You see the look in his eyes, Jesus. You know what I mean? It's only thinking, Jesus Christ, he will be a fostering soon. You know what I mean?
I mean, let's face it, she's been thinking it this whole time. Like, Damon is on the fucking fast track to fostering.
Do you know Maria's getting gearing up for Agent too? You know what I mean? You've heard whispers about it. Maria decided to take a bit longer. She wanted to, you just heard the gossip about that. She wanted to actually settle in and establish some things before she even attempted Adrian.
Mm-hmm. Which, let's be honest, is the intelligent thing to do. Adrian ain't no joke.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Maria's and Foster people are making Foster at the same time as her. So she's gearing up for the big leagues. You know what I mean? She's not doing what Abel did and tried to fast track it. She's taking her time. Whereas it's written, if Charlotte can see it's written plain on their face, Damon's going to be a fostering soon. You don't know when, but it will be soon. Even just the way he presents himself.
I look forward to the good news.
It'll come when it comes. I'm not going to rush things. I will merely bide my time and wait and process.
So while I have answered a great deal and received, admittedly, very sound advice, my first question stands. Is there anything else that has happened between your pack and theirs that I need to know about?
Exchanges glances. The tension is there. I imagine they see us as a threat, considering we are an eager bunch of Cleats. Most of us, some of us will be coming to Fostering soon. The tension is notable. Even before the war started. I imagine they're doing what they can to make sure the fast track of glory slows and they are not considered by the wayside while we're all fighting the one war. You know how it is.
Upsettingly enough, I do.
He just gives a shrug, like he's not fazed by it. Politics are the bread and soul of an army, in some aspects. There will always be it. But I imagine the tensions are rising. I understand that certain members are frustrated with their stations, and it is much easier to control what you think is controllable. As for the rumors about you, I've heard whispers, but I wouldn't class them as factual things.
And what whispers are they?
He gives a shrug. More of the idea that you change who you align with based on your need, based on your proclivities. An alliance once made is an alliance that is seen spat on. But these are things that have no fruit of proof or fruition, merely the whispers and hushed tones that go around. Until I see evidence of this, taking them seriously seems more of a waste of time.
And there's just the setup and the faint, like, you can see the slight gesture to the mouth, the look of the teeth, just, convenient. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, poison for the ears of people who don't want to think twice about it. Nice.
And that is why whoever is orchestrating this is winning over you.
And I suppose it is time to set these things straight.
You're the agent, Charlotte.
So I am.
But setting things straight. It seems like that would be the reaction I would expect you to do.
It's a kind of it's a side glance. It's there's enough going on that I'm not sure it'd be very clearly any one way or another.
And if I can expect it, imagine what is who is truly pulling the strings can expect.
You expect me to forge into the public forum and just scream, nuh-uh?
I expect you to do what you have always done, from based on your behavior.
And what is that?
As you put it, setting things straight. I can even see the way you hear the rumors, your mouth ticks and twitches, and you rise to it as if it is credence. And they already are inside your head, what you're thinking about. You are bringing up things to contradict, to fluster, to bolster. And then in that concentrating moment where you're so focused on that thing, you miss the very people who are sliding the knives in without you even realizing.
Yeah, that it goes down a little hard, but he's already made the point. She's got to pull the emotion out of it. Sounder point than I like.
I watch, I learn, I observe. That is my role. And once I have observed long enough, I put into practice. If I was watching you, I would learn many things based on what you show, not speak. And if I can do that, there are men in this sept and women who are far better at it than I ever will be. Yet.
Again, very solid point.
We are allies. After all, allies do observe, make sure that their other allies do not fall by the wayside. Otherwise, what is the point in them?
But indeed. Just want to start, that those little shifts that cue she's about to get herself up. Thank you, Damon.
It is no problem. Good luck on your wedding.
I'm gonna roll two things at the same time. It'll be great.
What you rolling there, butt?
First I'm rolling subterfuge because bleh, it's kind of just
Alright.
out of left field.
He gets 2 successes from his specialty. 1, 2, 3. You got 2 10s. Oh, you just beat him.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it is one of those things where there's no specialty. There's just like, let me just swallow that obvious emotional response. The
And what's the other roll?
other roll is going to be a peony on him. It's time the tables.
Okay, Damon Lynch Cross, let's get your manip.
God
It's
damn it.
gone up.
God damn it. That is not a good roll.
And your
Apparently 10 dice is the magical fuck you number.
And your pure breed is this. You can't read him at all. That exact expression.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where there's the ultimate standoff of he says a thing, she doesn't show anything, he doesn't show anything, there's just the glance back. Thank you.
No problem. I thought I should be in a position to at least say it, if I cannot attend.
there's just not the agreeing nod so much as the conceding his point, because it is mighty manly of him, big man of him, to say it. So there's just like the conceding nod. And she goes, honestly, with that, we'll probably go ahead and step away.
Yeah, he just watches her leave.
No, I mean, it's Damon. Otherwise, I wouldn't necessarily give it to him. But, I mean, it's one of those things where she takes a step or two and you can see her try to put the big Adrian mask back on.
As Charlotte turns her back, the small streak of a smile crooks Damon Lynch Krause's face. If you didn't turn around, you're not going to see what that is.
She's not. She's not going to see shit. She is busy picking her chin back up and being, putting on her big kid panties.
But, where you going? What you doing?
Gotta find Abel.
They're in a surprising place. They're at the gateway, which is close to the end. It's like the marker zone of the entrance step. It's not like the end. You know what I mean? You know what the gateway is. They're along there. It literally looks like they're just after arriving back. You'll see Melanie and Abel. It looks like maybe they were doing something. You know how Skyrippers had every pack on the fucking go. You know what I mean?
Well, that, and let's face it, he's also had them not aware of each other's shenanigans. So.
Yeah. So it just looks like they're just probably after coming through the gateway. You can see them. They look relaxed. It's that kind of focus. Like, we've just done this. Like, okay, now we're gonna go. You know what I mean? It's that type of vibe.
We're gonna do this and this and this.
Yeah, pretty much. You caught the alpha and beta literally discussing their next plan as they're walking. You know what I mean?
And she will, fuck it, just come striding up. Not all fucking clippy and businessy. Just walk up and.
It'll be Melanie that sees you first. So she'll tap Abel on the shoulder. It looks like Abel was mid, looking down the ground, taking a drag of cigarette to explaining something. You know what I mean? Do you know when you're talking for a long time, you've got that kind of, she just tapping me. He's like, oh, well, what? Oh, shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that, he'll stand to attention and all that, Doesn't exactly show he's disrespect or anything, they just kind of stand there. Like, yes. You know what I mean?
Yes. I know, she just walk up, and as they turn around and get themselves oriented, I'd like a word with the two of you.
Maybe we'll look around. Nobody here, so we'll lean up against the tree, very casually. Melanie will just stand in her usual kind of, hands folded together in front of her, kind of, folded together in that very genial, diplomatic pose.
Like she do.
Yes.
We've gotten to a point where the resulting conflicts are beginning to speak for themselves. I need to know what's going on.
Abel will just lean up and rub the back of, just this little back or head rub. Well, considering, I don't think. Well, there's been market tension, and if I remember correctly, it's come to blows and standoffs and stare-offs. But we're fighting a war, so it gives that spread of the hands. I'm not trying to create the conflict as long as the war is on, or even after that.
She gives a nod. There have, and I don't suspect that you would disrupt the war. But at this point, a lot of conflict is coming from the same direction, being pointed at the same direction. I need to know.
Again, Melanie's just listening, just watching, listening, as if she's giving you time to speak.
Uh-huh. I need to know where it's coming from, and I need to be assured that it's put to rest.
Where it's coming from? Well, I imagine there's tensions that Cora and I have not got along. I imagine it's tensions and frustrations. So I imagine it brews of the frustration that I am a Foster and she's a Cleith, and we have different ideals of things. It just spews. And we are both proud people, I imagine.
She'll actually take a pause and glance over to Melanie.
Good.
Essentially, the your turn kind of glance to see if she will.
Melanie just listens to Abel's response. Studies Charlotte. Very avian like, watching. When Charlotte turns to her dresser, she'll look at Abel and you're just inclined to say, like, go ahead. Melanie making sure she's not interrupting anyone, and will finally answer. It speaks of interesting note that we have been doing our utmost in both the pre-conflict and now the current conflict. We have been chasing, we have been attacking, we have been pushing every avenue. And I find it insulting to us that the other pack is trying to clip and go resentful when we have been rewarded for such a thing. If anything, it speaks to Cleith frustration and Cleith ideals, whereas we are trying to remain grounded in reality.
And yeah, she actually, you know what, takes her turn to take a moment and mull it over, think it, glancing between them, and I'm gonna peony both to see if they earnestly believe that's the answer.
Melanie will roll subterfuge because Melanie's a lot cleverer about her fucking Dougie. Melanie gets 4 successes. Actually, no, 5 successes.
Oh,
I think you just get her. I think she just beat you.
I think my empathy is hidden motives, but let me check because that would probably pop. It is.
It is for Melanie. It is not that she doesn't believe it, but she believes there is a bit more to Cora's thing than just clear frustration. But she's keeping it under wraps for now. It's more of, I think Cora could be doing it for this reason, but I don't have any proof, so I'm not going to fucking say anything. That's just stupid. You know what I mean? You can get Abel does, but Melanie is a lot more. You can tell Melanie studies people, and she has not gleaned everything about Cora just yet. So she is keeping her cards to her chest at the minute. She can go with the answer she knows is a very good basis, but she's not going to say something that she has no fact of yet. It is a very guarded theory.
Mm-hmm. And did Abel ping at all?
Nah. Abel believes his own bullshit.
Of course he does.
Whereas Melanie is very guarded, very careful, like a falcon watching. And again, it's not out of like, I'm hiding this because no, it's I don't know the facts yet, and I'm not presenting something to a file docs without facts.
And you know what? It's easy to snap back with other things, but nope. Nope. We're going to take this one step at a time. All right. I hope the conflict with the Furies has settled out. I'm not glancing between them.
Long ago, there's never been any conflict with the Furies. Sporting jokes and ideals and trash talk that were resolved effectively with a punch. That is not conflict.
The real question is, how does Abel look about it? Because he did end up losing that scrap. Is there
Abel gives a shrug, which is odd. You get the impression probably Melanie's maybe sat him down, but Abel, no, he doesn't look mad about it.
Hmm.
If anything, looks more. I wouldn't say smug. No, smug is not the right word. Resolved. There you go.
No, that is a point of interest. Then if you earnestly believe that these are the causes of the tension, and she, flicks over to Melanie, because Melanie gave the point as far as earnestly saying, look, we're mad about this. That's something that she can work with. What can I do to fix this imbalance?
Well, we will obviously do the traditional methods of having good relations. Contrition will be obviously needed. But as far as that goes, I imagine we agree to distance ourselves from each other. That would be a preferable thing. We're still fighting the same war effort. There will be missions, but other than that, I believe some time apart will obviously be necessary.
There's just that little nod of like, you know what, you're right. It's politely conceding. It's almost downright encouraging. But there is a layer under the conflict. I'm
Is
not
there?
talking about your.
It just says very plainly, is there?
They're the frustrations that they have and the ways that they've acted out. But there are frustrations you have as well. Particularly when it comes to recognition. She glances over to Melanie, kind of. Again, she's trying to engage personably. So what can I do to help set things into balance so that there is less frustration, less potential source of conflict? What can I
Well,
do to help you?
there is the method I've suggested, and there was a war. There would be plenty of time for recognition for both parties, if that is a matter of concern. Our pack has always been on the front lines. We are always ready to do what's necessary.
You have been. And isn't that just the point?
There is nothing that we need done. Per the standard apologies and day-to-day movements.
They bringing it back around to like the matter of this immediate conflict that just happened.
Oh yeah, it's always guarded very carefully. You can tell Melanie's a lot more better at this than she seems. You know what I mean? It's just Jesus.
If she wasn't, I would die of shock.
Yeah. Oh, Melanie is just so. You realize Abel may be the alpha, name and face, and gets all the people, but it is Melanie. Make sure this pack runs like an iron ship.
All right. So I'm going to throw something out there, and I want you to tell me if it is legitimate. Can I make either a charisma expression or even charisma leadership, if that is more suited, in an attempt to convey that I want to actually help with this thing. This thing this root that everything is going
You
from.
may try. It is up to you what they do. You don't know how exactly it's going to go, and I'm not going to tell you how it's going to go.
Oh, I don't expect you to. But would a charisma charisma expression
could-
make sense?
You can try, yes, leadership or expression, whichever is appropriate, and we'll see.
All right. So I'm gonna make this roll, and hopefully, because this is essentially negotiating alliance, Harry will kick in. But I'm just
Yeah, it
gonna
is.
roll it. Well,
Oof.
thank God, because fuck me in these ones lately. It's still
Oof.
2, unless let me see. You know what? This actually might work. Hold on. I don't have a charisma specialty picked, but the expression is genial, which is what she's trying to be. So that might help and get me from 2 to 3. Again, she kind of, it's not waving a hand in a dismissive way. She'll make a soft gesture as though like laying this aside. So as she does so, she is doing her best to engage both. She doesn't expect eye contact. That's probably asking too much, but she is looking to either one. And the tone is earnest as she makes the gesture and says, laying aside the symptoms of the problem, you are not wrong in noting that you have done as much, if not more, than I have in my time here. And it is a point of interest. You have received less recognition for your pack's actions. And that is, in essence, not right. And not how these things are meant to work. And I want to set it right.
Melanie will answer. We cannot be jealous of those who rise in certain ways. That would be unkind. But setting it right. She'll tilt her head again, very avian-like. Eyes barely blink. We will not be treated as if we are as if we are an ideal nation of the law. You are an agent, we are fosterns. We respect the rank. But having your Clear Thragabash come up and tell us how it is, as if he knows us like you do, we will not have it. We will not have these things spat in our face. We will not have a bunch of Cleared spit in our face because they are aligned with you and think they can get away with it. We are tired of constantly being shoved at from people who, because they are friends with Charlotte Sullivan, think they can throw us. We have been genial, we have been kind, but we are not backing down from anyone. And if that means we come across as cold or harsh, then so be it. We have sacrificed enough for our alliances.
And there's... Because I'm not sure she knows about what exactly Raimi has said. And I assume, again, this is Melanie.
All Melanie. Abel hasn't said a goddamn thing, and he's okay with that. If anything, Abel's got his arms folded, is almost waiting like I'll weigh in when I need to weigh in. I'm letting the Silverfang handle this. She's better at it than me.
Smart man.
You know, Abel knows his shit. He knows that, and Melanie is. You can notice Melanie hasn't even blinked. You know what I mean? Like Sharon's even realizing, Jesus Christ, I'm playing with a Silverfang.
She is. But at least in this case, it's It's on familiar grounds, which helps. And she isn't being heinously outranked, which also helps.
We'll also not appreciate your little Fianna. McDuncan, I've heard and seen the rivalry he has with my alpha. The idea of browbeating and pushing. Yes, he's not afraid, but I know what this is. A challenge is a challenge, and if he wishes to, then challenge my alpha and stop trying to undermine him. He's a foster now. They're both equal rank. He can get his petty jealousy out of the way. We're tired of whispers. We are tired of disrespect. All under the name of those who follow you, who claim to be friends of you. You can imagine how we feel when we took you in.
There's an odd. Don't understand.
If I remember correctly, you have chosen the totem which I have heritage of. I even suggested it to you.
So you did. And I am grateful still.
Are you, Charlotte Raya?
I will speak to my Ragabash, because I did not spend him to you to speak with my voice or from my footing.
No, it is clearly obvious you didn't. Otherwise, I would have slapped him. He came because he thought, in some way, appealing to you by saying the right things to my alpha would get him the recognition he wants. In effect, us reminding the Cleats of their place is now wrong to him. Because the Cleats act disrespectfully to us. We who have bled blood time and time again. Long before you came, long before any of them came, our pack suffered for it.
So I am going to roll an intelligence empathy, because I want to
Yes.
mull over what she has been hearing, what she's been taking from it, and see whether or not it's right. That's a lot of successes. Fabulous.
What are you trying to exactly look for?
So basically, reading what they've been saying, the general tone and trend of what they've been saying
They are
over all of it.
They are tired of being disrespected by upstart Cleats. And some of them follow along Charlotte. Then maybe, the wardens, align themselves with Charlotte publicly. They are tired of it. They're tired of just getting spat on every 5 minutes because they're the easy target. They were getting it before Charlotte came to the Sept, and they're tired. They're tired. They're fed up. And you know what? If Charlotte won't get the answers from them, they'll take it themselves, or they'll find somebody else who will actually respect them for what they've done for people, what they continue to do. That's the attitude. It is, if that is what I'm presented with, well, I'll just go somewhere else.
Okay. But here's the thing. Charlotte knows very well that while McDuncan gets fired up now and again, he doesn't actually hate Abel, and he's under the impression that a lot of that social back and forth is in good fun. Much the same way that Abel is convinced, I'm sure, that his stuff is just a little bit of snark and why people getting so mad.
It's more of things are now stacking on top of each other. You know what I mean? If you get where they're coming from, it's, this person has problems, now this one, now this one, now this one, now.
I'm assuming it's getting to the point where they have taken enough disrespect that now they're seeing it even where it isn't being offered.
Pretty much. Considering what all the pack has suffered, endured, and just constantly. They've had enough. Everyone has a snapping point. And I think Charlotte is realizing the Striders are at theirs. The problem, you know what? I'll put it like this in terms of probably
They're a
even
hot minute past theirs.
they're gone past it. They've gone long past it. I think when Cassie died, that was the final straw.
Yep, because all the changes, all the really dramatically negative shit has started ever since Cassie died.
Mm-hmm.
Their
It's
grounding
almost
point
as
is gone.
It's almost as if Cassie was trying to convey and support and everything like that.
And she will, you know what? She takes it and she does. It's, you know what? I'm gaining all this from Harrier, so I'm gonna mind his manner, and she does. I imagine at the very least, Melanie will recognize that she takes a minute and she really listens and processes
Yes.
and rolls it over.
Yes.
And finally, in a very measured way, making sure that she's not getting herself upset, making sure that she's not creating more tension. Simply, well, naturally, you can expect contrition for the events of last night. I will likewise be taking time with my packmates to ensure that they have not somehow gotten the impression that they can speak with my voice or from where I stand.
Melanie nods carefully, controlled. Abel just gives a nod, seeing that Melanie's cool with it.
And I hope that in the future, oh, actions speak louder than words. Thank you, both of you, for being straightforward with me.
They nod. Melanie nods, and you see the slight, she just cracks her hands together, clasping them, making sure they stay together.
It's one of those things where you see that moment where Charlotte tries to dip into her old, I'll make promises that I have no guarantee I can keep or that no one necessarily
I'll put
believes
it
I can keep.
like
And
that.
she
When you
stops herself.
I will put it like this: Melanie just took rage because you went into that. Right? You'd see it plain as day.
Even though she backed off of it when she realized what she was doing.
It was rage is rage. You know what I mean? She probably
No,
heard the
it's-
I will make promises and then immediate rage take. You know what I mean?
She notes it because that is a teaching moment, is what that is. And she'll
Like she
offer.
doesn't. The reason she hasn't said anything is because you stopped it. But you can see the second you said, "I'll make promises" and all this, rage take. Straight away.
It took like 3 words in for her to be like, no, that is the same old problem. So she, with respect, they're Fosterns. After all, respect those beneath you. Gives a nod to both because they have. This could have gone 80 kinds of bad. So she offers that nod. And we'll go ahead and continue on. Essentially, let them go back to what they were doing before. Let them think over what has happened. Because at the very least, she's hoping that there's a tangible change. There's no telling how they'll react, but.
So where are you going now, Charlie?
You know what? I will end up throwing some things in the pack link because she has some thoughts to juggle before she puts them out. Dare I ask if there is something I'm missing that I could roll to remember I need to talk to, or is there anyone plainly out there?
Plainly out there, you will see naturally is. Hmm. Plainly out there. I mean, you're waiting on the thing from Perfidy or doing this. I mean, it depends on who you want to see, really.
I am not sure if this is or isn't the time for Frankie.
It's up to you.
Let me do a quick scanaroo here. You know who I do need to talk to? I need to talk to Lena and Samantha. That's who I need to talk to.
Okay.
Alas, cannot put off forever.
You heading to Lena's house then?
Yep, heading to Lena's. God knows who else I'll find there, but heading to Lena's.
You probably spot some of the cubs probably milling about, you know what I mean? It's kind of the general, like, this is the safe zone for you guys, you know what I mean?
Yes. Even the public housing gets interesting here and there nowadays, so yes. Hang out in Mom's yard. It's safe to play in Mom's yard. Don't go past those two trees.
There you go. You see the two of them. They're probably actually sitting outside. You know what I mean? And then is on the porch steps. Samantha's hanging up clothes.
She'll come over with the usual head bob. Essentially, I mean, she always takes a glance. She tries not to invite herself in too boldly. That's their home.
Mm-hmm. You see them. Like, you see them.
Yeah, she'll head over, and is chunking along loud enough that, I imagine Lena at the very least will glance over and get a little nod in the clear, I'm oriented this way. If you don't want me to continue, now is the time.
Okay. What are you doing? What are you saying?
She's trotting up. And, you know what? Let's make this interesting. Let's do what they don't expect. She will, step up and, make polite greetings to Lena, but we'll give a second for Samantha to finish hanging up what she's hanging up.
Yeah, you can do that. No problem.
And, Samantha is technically Lena's kinfolk. There's the kind of perfunctory glance, are you going to be annoyed?
No, she finishes. She finishes her washing. She'll walk over. Probably look. It looks like Samantha is like listening, but she's doing stuff while she's listening.
I bet she goes by Ms. now, but whatever. She does the, appropriate greetings to Lena, kind of glances up to Samantha. Kind of, you know what? Fuck it. You said she's just hanging up the washing?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what? No, she's too territorial of her chores. Jesus, don't offer to help. Ooh. Ooh.
What are you doing, Charlotte? Jesus. And eventually Samantha's
Sorry.
like, yes. You know what I mean? There's a slow turn.
Sorry. A moment.
Just stop what she's doing. Like, put the things back, like the one she had in her hand in the wash bath. She'll turn to stare at you. She's quite tall, you know?
Yes, she is. And Charlotte is not. It's kind of funny, really, when you think about it. Oh, she steps up to actually talk to her. I have long since realized that I am in over my head. And so I hope I'm not being too forward in asking, Samantha, if you would.
If I would.
I'm trying to think of the fucking word for it. Jesus Christ. I need a wedding planner.
Not.
Truth be told, I can't think of anyone better.
Nods again. As if, yes, you're right. You're correct.
You are correct. I am the best.
Just a very Trimison sort of nod, like, yes, you're right. Thank you for realizing that. You have chosen wisely.
And there's the visible relaxing because, Mama Trimbusin's scary. Ironically.
Mama Trimbusin, she's got that proud Balkan stare. You know what I mean? It's just, ooh.
Yeah. For the love of God, Charlotte doesn't slump, but there's a lot of tension that goes when it's like, oh, please, Jesus, help. Oh, thank you, God. And yeah, at that point, she's going to make sure she engages Lena too and be like, the day is getting closer and closer. I don't know what I'm doing, and I could really use both of you to teach me. I want to do this properly. I want to do the ceremony the way your family has, or as close as I'm allowed. I want to show due respect, and I need all the help in the world to learn how to do that.
Nod.
And she finally will. You said Lena's sitting.
Yep.
And she finally plugs down, and for all the world, it's a little silly. Like, kind of plugs down and shoots Lena the eyes, and it's like, and while Maria would probably skin me in my sleep if I tried to make anyone else the maid of honor, please tell me you'll be in the wedding with me.
The both Trimison women just stare at you, like letting you babble, and it's almost like, keep going. Come on, keep going.
keep going.
Yeah, I know. Just go. Is that all that you're asking for?
There's like that little tick of like, well, I've essentially passed off 90% of the responsibility and asked you to be in the bridal party, and in the interest of spelling out more plainly, will you be one of my bridesmaids?
Nod. Is that all you're asking for, Charlotte? Do you need to say anything else?
I could flail wildly and just scream help, but I think I've pretty much accomplished that. So
it's weird to see Lena speak Slavic to Samantha. You know what I mean? Even your Charlotte's like, ooh, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's always takes you off guard, and she'll say something, and then Samantha, you see it. There's a total smirk. Yes, we will help you, and I will be your bridesmaid.
Charlotte resists the urge to lunge hug Lena. Just barely.
You will need to learn proper tradition. Samantha will say, taking a step forward, now a lot more confident because I'm in charge now.
There's
it's like, oh.
Session like, I will. I do.
God, that
help.
woman is terrifying. If she was a guru, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean?
We'd all be doomed. We would all be under her heel.
I mean, you get that impression, you know what I mean? Even the Trimmitson kin, you know what I mean? There's a shade of Freya there as well, the way she like holds herself, that firmness, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and for what it's worth, as goofy as I'm making it sound, Charlotte's not like crumpling down into nothing. She's not completely losing her spine. It's just the nod. I asked for help and I'm about to get it, whether I like it or not. This is my life.
Samantha will walk inside. Follow me. Lena smirks and she puts out a cigarette. Like, you can tell following behind, like, and you go in front of following behind with that. This is going to be fucking funny.
She does. She hops up like the good girl and follows the nice kinfolk lady into the house.
Kinfolk leads you into the sitting room, you know, and Samantha will walk over to one of the kind of cupboard things she has and opens it, and she will take out this dress, very folded, very carefully, lay down on the table. Takes a lot of careful time and consideration. You can tell there's a lot of we're gonna set this here. This is yes. Do you know what I mean?
It has to be just so, and Charlotte will not fuck with that.
And I will get the picture of what these dresses look like because they're very pretty.
I am admittedly very curious. As I think I've had you describe them before, but visuals help.
This is one of the best things I can kind of get, even including the flower bits and everything and the markings.
Okay.
Let me just find the right one. There it is.
I am prepared. I'm not prepared.
I need to get full body. There it is. That's better.
Is
There
it
you go.
really weird that I'm not even remotely worried about being like, oh hey, by the way, Moon on Snow is involved. Yeah, you might want to like Samantha will have zero issue walking up to Big Wolf and being like, no, you fucking talk to me.
I mean, it's probably a good idea that you mentioned that to her.
I'm gonna. Don't worry. Oh, they pretty. Yes.
Yeah,
Familiar
it's
with
that
these
kind of
dresses.
style. You know what I mean?
That's actually really cool. And yeah, Charlotte just watches the process and absorbs the whole reverence for it and the just so of it.
And she looks over. These are the various dresses that you will need. This style. Now, she'll mark one. It's the one actually with all the it's the kind of the multicolored one.
The
And it's
center
got
one?
yeah, the center one. But on the center one, you will notice it has very distinctive things sewn into it. You will see the big wolf's head. You will see that as you recognize with the Get Offenders symbol glyphed into it. That is the symbol of Clan Trimpenson, a particular iron direwolf.
All in the fancy old style embroidery, which is,
Mhm.
let's face it, fucking impressive. And I'm not gonna lie, she's just kind of caught up for a second. It might even just be like they're so colorful.
You will need to pick this style. She points to the bluish one. That is for more winter, but it also represents the ice and what comes in coldest winter opens in the beautiful spring, is how you say it in the old language. No, nod. Points. That's what I wore.
Is that literally Lena's fucking dress?
That is Lana's dress.
Holy shit.
Katie, what's eerie for you? Do you know there's a symbol along the actual the end of the dress where it's got all the the skirt, yes, the skirt end of it.
Down on the
She
hem.
reckon, yeah, hem. I'm assuming I don't know dresses. The flowy bit.
At the bottom.
Yeah, the flowy bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Clan Sigurdsson symbol. You can see the streak of fire going up along it.
I assume it's like what, blue flames?
Yep.
Keeping with the colors.
Yes.
Ooh.
This should walk over to the one at the far right.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of this was my one. I was married in the summer. So summer fire mixed with spring's light. May, you see. Or April. That was a good month for that. It's got this very airy, more airy, vibe to it.
Oh.
And this one, she points to the middle one. This one was my grandmother. She was born in March when the plant started to grow. Hence the, you know what I mean? You can see why. It's all the flowers and, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You must choose. You are being married in the summer, so you will need fire. But she gestures at the three. We will have to make you a new one. I want to know what is your design-wise you wish to pick.
Oh.
and what you're trying to represent. You are not of our blood. That is not the concern we will have. You leave that design to me, and I will incorporate your symbols onto that. But I want to know what you represent marrying my son.
Oh God, that is horrifying. Never wiggle her picture again. That's scary. No. Jesus. And yeah, honestly, she's just kind of mind blown. Like, oh, I'm just gonna 404 for a hot second because
Clicks your fingers in your face. Click.
yeah, there's the eyes kind
You
of
have wasted
blank.
enough time. Come on, pick.
Oh,
That smirks to herself. It's just like, you signed yourself up for this. She's like, you can tell she's pouring herself vodka. You can actually see it.
oh God. And I'm assuming the idea is first pick a base style and then
Yep.
go from there.
Yep, that's pretty
Honestly,
much. You can tell Samantha's going to embroider this shit.
she will probably go with the lightest of the three because it is going to be summer and it makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm. So you're going with Samantha's style of wedding dress?
Oh Jesus. She's just gonna intensify, but yes.
You'll reach over your point. Give us a nod, you know what I mean? As if assessing, you know? Okay, you know what I mean?
It's, yeah, she's not some summer wedding. And yeah, she gestures to the one on the right.
Nods. We will get your measurements later. Don't need to worry about that. So I have, it fits nice. Just gives her like hand wave, like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What I am more concerned with. She'll like lift your chin as she examines it. Do you wish a veil or no veil? We will give you the crown, pointing at the little flower, things.
Does she mean a veil is in something that would cover the face or something that would fall down behind the head?
But that's up to you to interpret, Katie, actually. I'll give you that.
You know what? I could ask in character. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be great, Katie.
Shut up with your logic.
Nudge. That's character.
It's ironic because it's kind of funny to ask because yeah, Samantha's like tipped her chin up and she's not trying to take control of her head back. She's just gonna talk while her head's being held, this way or that way. Like, would it cover the face or?
No. It is for your hair.
Oh.
It is to add to your hair's beauty. No, your face will never be covered. Gives a very stern, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Stare. No, pride. You know what I mean? Notice how there's no facial covering for each of these. No matter how bad anyone's battle scar is, that is not a mark of shame. Then a sage nods and she takes a sip of the vodka.
Yeah, there's just no, it's not, which is why she was concerned.
If anything, depending what we will do for your faces, we will do things to enhance your scar. Not to make it more, fresh looking, but to enhance what it is on you. Sage nod.
Yeah. Charlotte tries to kind of echo the nod, but again, she's not trying to wrestle her chin away. Samantha looks like the kind of woman who has an iron grip if she feels like you're trying to get away.
She does. So, she's got that mom grip.
That mom grip is terrifying. So yeah, no, there's the tiny nod. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to move my head too hard or you're going to get annoyed. But yeah.
Who is walking you up the aisle?
Who's working on the what?
Walking you up the aisle. Who is giving you away?
Oh, God. Nope. She's, you know what? We're going to stick with this. We're going to be confident. Leafus.
Leif Ulriksson.
Yes.
She says something in Slavic to Lena. Lena, you see Lena, reply very casually and gives a shrug.
Okay, at least Lena isn't looking annoyed. That's a good sign.
Lena just stares at her like, of course you fucking did. You know what I mean? It's that stare. It's the fucking most mom, like, of course you fucking did. Just Samantha says something, Lena responds in the Slavic language, giving the shrug and takes a sip. And then you see Samantha mull it over and just nod. True. And she actually says in English, true. Very well. I will need to base what he will do and what we will do for that. It will be in the design of your dress. Once he gives you away, part of this thief will come with him as per, so you can reveal yourself fully.
There's obedient nod.
Yes, nod. It will be nothing, risque. It will be a symbolism that you are coming as one person bereft of things.
Makes sense.
Sir nod. She literally, you feel like you're being assessed up and down as if she's already visualizing. Essentially, Samantha is visualizing the dress on you, how it's going to, you know what I mean? It's almost like literally she is processing.
Yep.
Lena will then walk over, taking a sip of the vodka thing, and she'll speak to the patterns of each dress. What pattern are you looking for? Do you want the style blue, or each has a different meaning?
And she kind of tips her head and is looking again and remembering what was spoken of each one. It's, one is, the winter. One is, I'm trying to remember, it's winter, spring, summer.
Yep. There is an autumn one, but you just haven't seen it.
She processes for a second and is thinking not only about, the pure functional obvious answer, just what it means to her. Probably, oh, definitely the spring.
You look over at Samantha, and Samantha nods to herself as if, gives me an idea, that type of nod. But it's an
Okay.
approving one. Good. This will actually work out better than I planned. Nods to
There's
herself.
like the relieved sweating going on.
She said something in Slavic to Lena, and Lena nods again, replying, still staring at Charlotte.
Oh, she isn't. She is very carefully #not touching the dresses. Because she hasn't been invited to, and these are obviously treated with a lot of reverence. But she does, is leaning over and is looking at. Essentially, it's with stuff like cross stitching with this kind of embroidery. It's almost like pixel squares. So it's one of those things where she's looking at what the pattern is overall and the colors that are involved and mulling over it.
Now, your other things you will need your own vows when the ceremony is done. Yes?
Yes.
Think of what you want to say from the heart. And please, for all that is Gaian, do not include any of your modern day jokes in it.
No.
It will not be for me to be disappointed, it will be for everybody else. Sage nods. In such a mom tone, you know what I mean? Like, I won't be disappointed, honey, but everyone else fucking will be. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Stare.
God. That is the most mom move that is ever mommed in this game.
When you realize that marrying Felix means you got to deal with mother-in-law, which is Samantha.
You know what? That's a hell of a mother-in-law. She ain't even mad. But it's the yep, got the memo. Thanks, ma'am. No pressure.
When the wedding vows are taken, the reception, you will have to sit with him. People will pass you gifts, music will be sung. There will be dancing, yes, but it is important for everyone to see you.
You are the guru in this, so it'll be me even more important for you to sit there and look how you look. For you are the symbol of Pat's Charlotte's stomach.
Yeah,
What can
you
you
know
do
what?
now?
I'm not gonna lie. That is the one gesture she wasn't ready for. So like the eyebrows kind of pop. Like, oh,
It's just disrespectfully. It's just a light little tap tap.
it is. It's like she expected like a shoulder pat, or even at this point, you know what? Everyone head pats her. She wouldn't even be mad if Samantha did it because at this point, she's essentially mom-in-law imminently. But the stomach pat is the only one she wasn't braced for, and it's just kind of the glance.
Do you understand the meaning? It does not mean you cannot walk around, but for that initial feast and presentation of gifts, and it is important for them to see you, both as the guru, but also as the bringer of the next line, to see what is coming.
Yes.
It is some more modern would see it as treating you like a trophy. No, not among us. It is a symbol of reverence. For you will not stand there like a meek Silverfang who does not know how to hide her skirts from her womb. Glare. Even Lena gives a stern, like, nods in Fenrir, you know what I mean?
Mm,
You will be proud, for you are giving birth to real Guru. Stern nod, Lena sternly nods in Fenrir.
the echoing nod in Glasswalker. Oh God.
But you get the impression that's what they mean, though. You're not going to be some fragile little princess in a tower. No, you're a goddamn fucking Valkyrie. This is you. You know what I mean?
Look at me.
Pretty much.
Yep. Got it.
It is a symbol of pride rather than, oh, I'm this dainty little. You know what I mean? In their minds.
Yeah, I'm not a flower arrangement. Fucking look
Exactly.
at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she actually. Holy shit, there's even that note of like comprehension. Lena recognizes that shit just like, oh.
We will not get to normally the female guru of our clan, of our tribe, where armor incorporates into the dress, but you are not get a Fenris. So just the hand wave.
So, no, no, no. Yeah, it's just nodding. Okay, that makes sense.
You are not from any other tribe that you joined, are you not? You do not have any, other blood. Essentially, is what she's hinting at.
There's like that moment of like you can see the little dots ding 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 ping and she just shakes her head. No.
Good. It will. She points at the dress. It will come in the embroidery. There's a nod. They will show you from who you are, who you were, to now. All written along your body, so when your husband looks at you, he knows exactly who you are and who you have always been. It will be the same for him in subtler ways. So there is no lies among you when you go before Gaia's oath.
There's the nod. And before Gaia's oath, and it's like that's when the little light bulb comes on. I don't know what differences there are in ways of going about it, but Moon on Snow did approach me to make suggestions about the ceremony itself from the perspective of a Theurge.
I will talk with him. He gives a nod. He is huge. He is presided over many weddings. He is, just gives a very, respectful nod, like it's almost as, nah, that's expected. Cool. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If anything, they probably do go to Mulan Song because he's the fucking right master. He's probably the guy for this shit. You know what I mean? Or the keeper of the land. I will talk with both to see what their ideas are. I will make sure the keeper of the land has things ready.
There's a nod.
So look at Lena. Who is your bridesmaid?
Maria. Lena.
No, who is the maid of,
Maid of honor? Oh, yeah, Maria. Maria Lynch Krause.
Look at Lena. Lena will just nod, smirking to herself. Samantha says something you can hear the teasing tone. You know what I mean?
She doesn't even care. It's like, oh. Like she said
Okay.
earlier, Maria will literally find me and hurt me. It has to be. I promise.
Lena just smirks, taking a drink of the vodka, and look over. They've known each other since they were kids, Samantha.
There's the little bobble, like, yeah, what she said.
I will go and talk with Maria. And I will tell her that this is the design you've picked on as well. Leave Maria to me. Is there anyone else I need to talk to? Anyone else you've picked?
I still need to ask them.
The sternest of stares from
God.
fucking Samantha Trimberson. It's not even fucking funny. It's not even funny how stern she looks at you.
I'll get it done today.
Da.
Wilt's under fucking double mom.
Lena will not. Yes, she will. Felix has done his, and we've already had this talk with him. So, you get it done today, and Sage nod, and you'll tell me who it is. Yes.
Yes.
Good. Felix had mentioned music. That will be handled. There will be normal, things playing, but there will be special things that every Trimson woman do at their wedding. You will not have to, seeing as you're not a Trimson woman and you cannot sing.
It's like, you will not have to. And she's like, wait, what's the, and you can't sing. And she's just like, oh my God, thank you. Because nope. Mm-mm.
It will be, in this case, myself, Maria, not Lynch Krause. I believe Signold is offered to provide the other thing, and Cole Iverson will do it. You will see. That will be the special thing, and then the rest, I believe, will be the traditional music done of our homeland.
On of agreement, because she doesn't mind that. She can play all the fucking modern music she wants after everything's done and there's after party, but
once the after party is done, there will be less formality, if you get me.
yeah,
Mental
there's
not, less formality. But this is the key,
Yep, there's head bobbles of like, yes, that sounds awesome.
Do you wish to be wearing any ceremonial armor and weaponry? Is anything like that sacred to your tribe?
We have our preferences, but it's not as though I follow Clashing Boom Boom.
Just gives a nod. Basically, you get the impression some of these female Trimison Guru, they come in fucking sometimes looking like a fucking Valkyrie with axes and everything.
Oh
Do you
yeah,
know what I mean?
It's one of those things where Charlotte doesn't necessarily want to be completely unarmed, but there's not some signature thing that she needs to be holding that she feels completes her. So, thus the kind of splay of hands and the kind of, we like guns and all, but it's not
Come
something
to me
that I
in
need a ceremony
once
for.
you have finally gotten your bridesmaids. Come to me in 2 days. I will have this ready for you, and I will show you what I have made.
Yes, ma'am.
Nods sternly in Slavic. But go on. I need to know. Gives a shooing hand.
Duh. You know what? Duh. She can say things later. Yeah, she gets shooed.
Lena walks her to the door, even pushing her, come on, go, 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 go.
She gets fucking mom nudged all the way out the door.
Lena, look, move as quick as you can. Samantha's not one woman to be waiting.
Nope, no, she is not. Right, I will be. Pointing as she's moving down the steps. I will go do that.
Go on. About turning back unless you say something to her.
Nope, she's going on.
28 there, but
Sure. Let's end it there.